Hey everybody, and welcome back to Life with Lolo. It is time for our weekly recap on Married at First Sight. This is season 13, episode 2, and it was titled Houston, We Have a Marriage. Alright, really quick, y'all. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell to be notified when I drop new videos. And if you end up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit me with the thumbs up button along with the share button. Alright, y'all. So let's just jump into it. We saw 2 weddings today, and I believe we saw all of the couples. Did we see Rachel and Jose? I don't think so. But that's the only couple we did not see this episode. But we did see 2 marriages, and they were about to do Britt and Ryan's marriage, but then they'll be next week's. So we'll start with Michaela and Zach, because Michaela and Zach are getting married first. And like her sisters wake her up to get ready for her special day. She's ready. She's excited. She like, I went to sleep single, or what she say? She said, right now I'm single, but today, later on, I'm getting married or whatever. So she's excited and stuff. She wishes her dad was there, of course. But you know, her dad died and a drunk driver had killed him, so he won't be there. So of course she's emotional, and she wishes that her dad would see her walk down the aisle and stuff like that. She does say that she wants a man that is kind, open, and strong, the same as her father. Kind of similar to the stuff she said in last week's episode. His friends and his brother, so his brother and his friend woke him up the same way, jumping on the bed and stuff like that. He prays that he meets his soulmate tonight, and Pastor Kyle has a lot of faith in this couple. So I was like, okay, sometimes when Pastor Kyle puts his stamp on it, you can kind of see why, and you can see them flourish, because then he put his stamp on Woody and Imani. Wasn't there one before that? Woody and Imani and the latest couple. What was the latest couple? I can't think of their name. Oh Lord, Vincent and oh my God, something with a B. Bree. He put his stamp on that, so he put his stamp on Michaela and Zach. So we'll see if they gonna end up being like Monty and Woody and Vincent and Bree. So was it Brianna? It was Brianna, wasn't it? Hey, why I can't think of her name? I think it was Brianna. That sounds right. But at any rate, she was getting ready. I think they was getting their makeup done and all that other good stuff. Her hair getting curled and stuff. And her sister was like, look, your stubbornness can be a hindrance or whatever like that. Because when Hurricane K come in, she come in fast and she come in brutal or whatever. And she was saying like, you know, when she gets to that point, it's pretty much because she held everything in. So she hopes that she won't have to show him that side, because she'll be able to communicate and stuff like that. He's very emotional. I think they was like they was in the Sprinter going to the hall, and he just started crying, and his family, his brothers was like, well, if you weren't nervous, then I would be concerned or whatever like that. But since you are nervous, you know, it's okay. You're going to be all right. In the elevator, he was very emotional. I think he is a good dude. And I really like Michaela and Zach. I think they will be good together. Like, I like their relationship already. And they just got married today, child. Well, not today, in January. But I like them. Her sisters gave her some traditional gifts. You know, something borrowed, something blue, something new, something old, something new. And one of the things was like a model piece for us, I think from Star Trek, and it was their dad's, because he was into that type of thing. So of course they all started crying and stuff, and she was like, this fits this right now, because I will be going to beyond with him or whatever. So it was a real emotional event and stuff. Her brother-in-law is walking her down the aisle, because you know her father is not there. What else, child? He met her mom, and her mom was happy to see him, because he's a cute gentleman and stuff. And he, just because he's 27, he is mature for his age, and he seems to have it all together. He has his like plan out and everything like that. So like I said again, I think they'll work. Come down to the wedding time. She looked beautiful. Her hair looked really nice. She comes down the aisle. He got the big smile. She got the big smile. They both tell each other they're gorgeous. He asked her, was she nervous? She was like, I'm just a little excited. She was like, you nervous? He was like, mm-hmm. She was like, I got you. I said, so anyway, she laughing and giggling and stuff, and they were saying like she's a beautiful soul. No, what she said? She was like, oh, because they was like, this is Zach. She was like, Zach, your name is Zach. Oh my God. Like Zachariah. She was like, he was like, yeah. She was like, you want a Zachariah Jr.? I said, girl. Let him say I do first. But it was funny. They was like, she a beautiful soul. She got a heart, a beautiful heart. And he was like, and a beautiful smile. I said, oh, he's smitten. And then something else, like everything, no. And then on his side, it was like everything you'll do. He's a Renaissance man. He's loyal. He's passionate. He's kind. He's adventurous. She was like, okay. And then he memorized his vows. After he said his vows, she was pretty much like, oh, okay, let's go. I said, girl, you got to say I do first. They're both their vows were very touching and stuff like that. They had a nice long kiss. And then when they, was finally married, they went to go talk to each other and stuff like that. And they was just laughing and joking and stuff. And he was like, well, I want you to guess my age. She was like, I think you about 32. He was like, no. She was like, younger? He was like, yeah. She was like, oh, I'm about 27. He was like, yeah. She was like, oh, okay, well, I'm 30. You got you a little cougar. I was cracking up. And then he tells her a little fun fact, like he knows how to crochet and make lotion, like his dad would do that with them or whatever. And she was like, okay. She was real like speechless, like I don't even know what to say to that. And they like each other so far. Both of them seem to be attracted to each other. And then they took their pictures. Their pictures were so cute. I think they were the best pictures I have seen. They were like laughing, joking. They were like really comfortable with each other. Their pictures were so adorable and so cute. And the reception was really nice. Like we saw a part of the reception. We didn't really see a lot of reception, but they were talking a little bit. And she did say that she wanted kids, about 2 of them. And he said that was good too. So far so good, y'all. No complaints. And like I said, this is my number 1 couple. I'm rooting for them all the way. Then we saw Bao and Johnny. So they were getting ready for their tea ceremony. So they were dressed in their authentic garbs and stuff. And she was like, did you pick these colors? He was like, well, I said red. And I think he said rose gold. And she was like, well, I picked red and gold. So they were like right on, point with each other. And she feels as though this was meant to be because she knew him 15 years ago in college. And then she tells us again how they knew each other. And the tea ceremony is basically like a joining of both of the families coming together, showing respect to the elders and paying respect to the ancestors, and just like praying, basically getting support from the ancestors, the family, and like joining everybody together to like protect them, and like a prayer over them and a prayer over their relationship. She feels as though it is a start to the best love story. And he was saying like, my dad is not here. I don't think he told her, but he was telling us that his dad is not here because he doesn't support this. But I'm going to continue with this because I feel like this is right. And I'll just ask for forgiveness later. So I was like, amen. Because don't stop what you about to do. Because she looked like, well, not even her. They look like they click like that, because especially since they knew each other back in college, it seemed like it was just easy and it was a good flow, and they weren't even considering each other. And the people that you're not considering usually end up being like your soulmate, or the person like you were supposed to be with, your best friend, yada yada yada. So I feel as though they are going to make it work, and they are my number 2 couple. We saw a little bit of their reception. They were dancing and stuff. It was just getting started, because next week it'll be like we'll see the full-blown receptions and stuff like that. They both want kids, at least 2 of them. And then he was saying he recognized that his wife was a little stiff, so maybe she was like a little nervous or whatever. And he was just saying he was going to respect her space and take his time and do make moves and stuff. So he was putting his hands in a respectful place and stuff. Child, I love Johnny and Bao. I love Michaela and Zach and Johnny and Bao. And then we see Gil and Merla. So they do the dress shopping, the suit shopping and stuff. She is so picky. But I guess it's her wedding dress, so okay, she got the right to be picky. But she was like, I don't like no shiny stuff. I don't like no what she say? Long sleeves is a must. I must have long sleeves and it must be shared. But I don't want none of that shiny stuff, no rhinestones, none of that stuff like that. I said, girl, that's gonna be kind of plain. And so they was like, what about this dress? They had like a lot of ruching. I was like, mm-mm. But she was like, all right, I'll try it on. And then they tried on some other dresses. The one she did pick was nice. It looked really cute on her or whatever. But the thing that got me was she was real adamant about not changing her lifestyle. So she basically like, well, if he not with my lifestyle, I'm gonna continue to do what I want to do. And it reminded me of, wasn't her? I think her name was Olivia, where she was hooked up with Brett, and she was basically like, I'm not changing my lifestyle. I like to travel. I like to do all this other stuff. This is what I want to do. And on the other side, his friends was like, well, what if she wants to go to Dubai and all these other places and stuff like that? He was saying like, that's fine. I want to go to those places too, but it's a way to do things on a cheap level versus being it, making expensive trips cheaper or whatever like that. So instead of staying at the 5-star, stay at the Airbnb or stay at this place, you know, stuff like that. So he was like, and if she materialistic, then that's the problem. That's Merla. She's materialistic. And then she was saying, her friends had asked her like, well, what if he don't like the dress that you're wearing and he thinks it's showing too much or something like that? And they was like, she was like, well, then that means that he's not for me because he's too conservative for me or whatever. I don't feel like he would have a problem with her dress or her outfits and stuff like that. It's the wedding day, so her bridesmaids show up and they was like, well, what's the best case scenario, what's the worst case scenario? She was like, best case scenario, he's tall, dark, and handsome. Worst case, I don't know, like maybe he's just ugly, I don't know, but if he is, you know, I'm gonna continue to, you know, do what I do. Most of his family is in Colombia, so I think he had maybe like some friends there or whatever. But you know, his mom and stuff, she lives in Colombia, so she couldn't be there. But over in Merla's room, she irritating with the makeup. So, child, so she ain't never wear makeup before. So she like, I don't want none of that foundation. And she like pointing at her friend, like if her foundation looks, I don't want my foundation to look like that. I don't want it to look like that. I don't want it to look like that. And I don't want my eyebrows to look like those. Like, And the whole time I was like, well, is she like saying they don't look right with the makeup on their face or their eyebrows? Or she just saying like she don't want that. Like she don't want that look. Because the way it was coming across was like, if mine look like that, I'm wiping it off. I was like, well, you saying your friend look bad with the foundation? I was trying to figure it out. But anyway, she was just annoying. It was like, well, if you put it on, I'm going to wipe it off. Her friends was like, let us say a prayer. Like, let us say a prayer. Because she was just being difficult for no reason. And I'm sure the makeup art now, mind you, some of the makeup artists have done some bad jobs and some bad jobs with some hair. But I don't feel like the makeup artist would have did a bad job on her. And if they did, or if her friends look like they would have stepped in and said something. They look like they wasn't going to shut down or not say nothing at all. They were saying like, well, what if he got a bald head or whatever? And I'm like, who told them to ask that question? And she was like, well, I don't know. I would be a little nervous about a bald head because I ain't never date nobody with a bald head or whatever. But, you know, I don't know. And then she was saying, like, one of her friends was saying, like, they're nervous about her expectations because if she got a long list of expectations that he don't meet up to them, she might be disappointed. They asked her, was she going to kiss him? She was like, no, I'm not kissing him. His friends asking, like, well, look, y'all going to on the end of I said, damn, what about kissing? He said he wanted a passionate kiss with his wife, but she like, he gonna get this cheek. I said, Lord. She looked real pretty. Her brother walked her down the aisle because she said her father wasn't there anymore. Then when she saw him, she was like, oh my God, he's bald. But, you know, it's okay because he's still handsome. He got pretty eyes. He got a pretty smile or whatever like that. He tells her that she's gorgeous. The friends, you know, when they say what your friends want to know, whatever, her friends basically was throwing her straight underneath the bus and basically was saying like how materialistic she is. Child, one of the friends was like, she gives back to the community and stuff like that, even if she got to show up in a designer outfit at a clothing drive. I said, oh, child. Her family looked like, it was like real cringeworthy. And then the music, you know how Lifetime be all all shady. But they look like, she materialistic. This is not gonna work out. So then, and his face was looking like, but he was trying to like laugh it off or whatever. She was saying like she attracted to him. She gave him, when it was time to kiss, they stood there looking at each other, and then he went in, and then she turned her cheek and gave him the cheek. I said, child. When they sat down to, talk or whatever, she did say that she was attracted to him. He said he was attracted to her. She said like, they somehow, I think he said he was from Colombia, and then she was like, oh, okay, and he was saying like, my mom, she's in Colombia. Then he asked her, did she speak Spanish? She said sí. And then he was like, yeah, okay, good, because my mom just speaks Spanish. She was like, oh, my mom doesn't speak Spanish. So he was like, I know, I met her. So then they showed a little clip where he was like talking to the mom in Spanish. I said, oh, he got some cool points for that one. She wants 2 kids, 1 or 2 kids, depending on how the first child does to her body. And then if the first child does something bad to her body, then she want to get a mommy makeover right away. I said, Lord, he looking like, Then she told us what she does. So she used to be a principal, but now she ends up teaching principals and teachers and stuff like that, or training them to be, the best principals they could be. He lets her know that he's a firefighter, and then his passion is, basically saving the world and stuff. And then her passion is equality for all children in the school system or whatever. They did mention that he had a dog, and her face was like he doesn't slobber or anything. I said, girl. And then it was like, he did ask her, like, well, do you not like dogs? And she was like, well, like, as long as they don't shed or anything. He was like, well, yeah, he do shed, but I'm a clean freak, so I don't allow it or whatever, like, around the house and stuff. So she was just like, oh, okay. But she is not a dog lover. She said she not walking the dog. She not cleaning up behind the dog. So we going to see how that go. And then they also mentioned that she don't clean or cook or something like that. I said, child, poor Gil. And then we saw Brett and Ryan getting ready. So they was doing dress and suit shopping, and then it was their wedding day. She looked really pretty. He ended up sending gifts to the mom, like a big bouquet of flowers. It was so pretty. She started crying. And mom was like, what you crying? You crying because of this? She was like, yes. Because I know he's a nice person, because he gave gifts to my mom, and then he gave her a gift. And then in the car, it was like last chance. And then she opened up the box, and it was some sneakers. So she was like, last chance to run. They was like, girl, go on to marry that man. Go on and marry him. And then that was how it kind of ended. We didn't see Jose. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we didn't see Jose and Rachel. But next week, I was about to say Michaela. Next week, Brett and Ryan will be getting married, and Jose and Rachel will be getting married, and then we'll see everybody's receptions and stuff like that. All right, y'all. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode down there in them comments. If y'all enjoyed it, let me know. If y'all didn't enjoy it, let me know. How did y'all feel about the couples that got married, and how do y'all feel about the couples so far? Also, if you are not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. And if you ended up liking this recap review, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button along with the share button. All right, y'all. Until next time. Peace.